Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Carissa McKenna and I am a recently admitted AA student and I'll be starting at NSU this May. So I wasn't originally supposed to film today, but I felt some inspiration. I got a coffee to motivate me to film. And actually, probably in like about 3.5 hours, I'll be having my orientation meeting. Or I guess it's like a, processing meeting for all the new AA students at NSU. So that'll be exciting. I just kind of wanted to go over CASAA today because I know that can be super intimidating for people, and it definitely was for me. What I did whenever I had questions was I played around with the platform. I think playing around kind of answered a lot of questions that I had and a lot of confusion I had. And then after that, I would talk with the Discord or I would contact the CASAA support team. They're actually pretty helpful. Like I think I had reached out to them maybe like 2 or 3 times and they got back to me within a day or two and sometimes even earlier. So they're very nice and very helpful. So don't hesitate to reach out to them as well if you have any questions, like especially with some like really technical things that maybe the Discord people or I wouldn't be able to answer. I'm gonna do like a screen share. I think that will be the most helpful, just walking through it together. For some background, I made my account in I think around January of 2024, and I'd be applying later that year, around May of 2024. And the application for the 2024/2025 cycle doesn't start until like the middle of March. So all that to say is I made my account before the application opened. You can do that. However, not all your information will transfer from application to application. So you have to keep that in mind. Like, I think it's fun just to look around and you can input some basic information, but let's get onto Canva. Again, I'm filming this on March 20th, 2025. So that means that my application for last cycle has expired. And it will basically kind of just show a blank page with some basic information, like I said. Because I logged in like a week ago and I kind of said that I was reapplying, even though I'm not. So it saved a lot of information. This is what CASAA looks like. You have like a general dashboard. This has kind of an overview of everything, some notifications. It's shared a little bit in my general information or personal information. So there's all this like release statement, biographical information, contact, citizenship, race and ethnicity, family info, environmental factors, and others. So I don't think I will go into this. So as you can see, like these little I things, I think that means that I have done, like I filled it in, but I need to review it and submit it because like I said, this is like a re-application. It saved some academic information, which is really nice. So like I made my accounts early. I wanted to do my transcript stuff early because I went to school abroad for a couple years. And so I had foreign transcripts that needed to be evaluated. Getting your foreign transcripts evaluated can take a little bit of time. So I needed to, one, reach out to my international school, get my transcripts sent to WES, which evaluates foreign transcripts. And then WES had to evaluate it and then had like send me their official report, which I could then send to CASAA. So it kind of took a while. So that was a pain, but I did it. And it took like, I think total about like a month to do. So it was nice to just get that done out of the way and not have to stress about it. Yeah, that is all the same. And transcript entry, they have a professional transcript entry, which like, again, it costs money, so you can do it all yourself, which is literally just manually inputting your grades and stuff. So no thanks, I'll do it myself. So here, I already did all this, so you can see that it's done. We'll just like preview transcript. Yeah, so this is what it'll look like. You will submit the course code, exactly how it's written on your transcript, the course title, and the subject, and then the credit, grade, and then I guess this is what CASAA, this is what I inputted, the grade, and then CASAA kind of, I guess, does their own thing and evaluates the grade, and then spits out their own grade. I don't know what the process is for them evaluating grades, I guess, but all the grades I inputted were the same that CASAA reported. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what it looks like. And this is my CU Boulder transcript. And I'm gonna do a video going over my application. I appreciated seeing those videos for medical schools, so why not do it for AA school? I went to Yonsei University, that's where I started college. It's a foreign university. So it says you do not need to enter transcript information for foreign colleges because I got that evaluated at WES, which is inputted in CASAA. And then I went to CU Boulder, I transferred there. You saw that transcript, and you can edit things too. You shouldn't have to edit very much anyways. At Dallas College Richland campus and at University of San Diego, those are both places that I did some post-bac work, or like I graduated at CU Boulder and then I had some final prereqs that I needed to do. So I did them at both those places. And this is the UCSD Extended Studies that's online. Okay, so I'll just show you, see this is how I inputted it for fall 2024. It's post-bac because I had graduated, and it is in progress. So that's what I inputted at the time because I hadn't completed the course. I was planning on taking the course. I don't remember if I was registered or not, but you don't have to be registered to say that you're planning on taking that class. And then I inputted the course code, exactly how it was on the transcript, College Physics 2, which was the algebra trig based physics, and then credit. And again, I hadn't completed the course, so I didn't have a grade. And so obviously CASAA didn't have a grade for me either. Okay, and then this will be the same for University of San Diego. So previewing fall 2024, post-bac, in progress. I took biochem, calc, and human physiology. So there are a lot of prerequisites that weren't completed by the time I applied. To be fair, I did take biochemistry and human physiology abroad, so I had to redo them because you have to take all your courses in the US. So I didn't know at the time. So, and obviously I took so many other physiology courses because my major was in physiology. So I had taken exercise physiology, neurophysiology, sleep physiology, physiology lab, I took a lot. But of course, things are strict with prerequisites, so just know that. Reach out to the school if you're confused, but I just wanted to make sure there was no problems, and so I just took it. Okay, I think that's it for transcript entry. I'm pretty sure for Yonsei University, I sent it from WES straight to CASAA. So this is where you can see it here. So there's no transcript entry, but I did order it and send it to CASAA. Same with all the other programs, except for University of San Diego and Dallas College, because like I said, they were in progress when I submitted this, so there is no transcript to give. And then obviously once I finished the semester, I had already gotten in, so I sent those official transcripts straight to NSU. Okay. So standardized tests, I took the GRE, and it was taken on April 20th, 2024. And let's see. Yeah, obviously because this is a reapplication technically on their side, I have to say I reviewed this information, right? And then I'll create a little blue check mark or green check mark. Let's see if you can see. Yeah. Have you taken this test? Yes. When did you take it? Make sure it's the date you took it. Your registration code, which is on your, I forgot what it's called, but the GRE website. And then you input your scores. Yeah, these are my scores, but I'll go over that. Save this test. Then there you go. Obviously take the MCAT, you put it here. The CASPER exam, you don't put into CASAA. You will send those scores straight to the schools with their code. It'll be really clear when you're registering for the exam. You can see the schools that you can send the scores to right there, as well as you can also send scores later. So I did that for University of New Mexico. So it's very easy, so you don't have to really worry about that. If you're confused, you can definitely reach out to the CASPER support team. And same with the GRE. As you can see, I inputted my test score, but this is unofficial. So the way you make sure the schools have your official scores is you need to send them to each school individually on the GRE website. And that's super clear, and obviously reach out if there's any issues to schools or the GRE support team. Okay, so I think that's all I want to say about this little tab with the academic history to make sure it's all completed. This little circle will be fully green, and then there'll be a little check mark. Okay, so then you have your evaluations. So the way they do the evaluations is you request it from someone. So you put their name, their last name, email address, due date, and then any message, obviously. Again, some just like things you need to click. But so this is kind of how your letter of rec writer will do it. You should contact them, email them, talk to them in person about, asking them to be your letter of rec writer, and then you'll explain to them how this process goes. So you will make the request through CASAA, and they will reach out to them through the email that you submit. So that will be how it works, and you really won't have to do anything else from there. Once you make the request, it will say that it's in progress or waiting for your letter of rec writer to submit. I think something like that. I can't remember exactly. But then once your letter of rec writer submits their evaluation, it will say like completed. So that will be how you know that it's done. So it's actually a very easy process, which is super nice. Like, it's not complicated at all. So there's 3 letter of recs that you need. So definitely make sure you do that early, let them know early. I think what I did is I asked my letter of rec writers, I think in January, before the cycle began, and I let them know that I'd be applying in like the end of March. So I wanted my letter of recs in by then. And I kind of like made sure that they got it in like early. Like I said, I think I applied in May, late May. But I wanted to make sure that those were in and that they were all squared away. So I didn't have to stress about that. And then experiences. So they did save my experiences. So my activity descriptions. So I put them all in here, and you have to do a type, and then the organization, the date, and the title. And then achievements, graduated with distinctions, dean's list, some semesters, and this is a research competition I was in. Again, I'm going to make a more detailed video about my application. So here is like how you do that, and then you'll save it, obviously. So that's kind of cool. And then I have no licenses or certifications, so I left this blank. And my essay, so my essay didn't save. So that's good to know for you guys, I guess. It seems like experiences save, achievements save, but essay, like the personal statement, doesn't save. Your evaluations don't save, license and certificates. I don't know because I didn't write that down, but it seems like probably that would save as well. Or I didn't have any licenses or certifications. I did have my basic life support certificate, but I just didn't put that because I think it expired. I don't know. So that's all supporting information. And then, like I said, for program materials, you add your programs here. So these are all the programs that you want to apply to that you added on the program tab. So if I wanted to apply here, I do the little check mark, and it will show up in my program's materials right there. This shows you all the applications that are currently open to receive applications. So some schools will literally open their application right when CASAA starts the new cycle. So as you can see, Case Western, Indiana, this is Neomed, Northeast Ohio Medical University, and then Nova Southeastern Denver. Remember, they start in winter, so that makes sense why they would be accepting applications really early. And that, I think, also goes the same for ODU, so Ohio Dominican University. And then University of Missouri, Kansas City. Again, so these are the schools that are open currently. It's a little confusing because Case Western, they require the CASPER exam, and they won't consider your application complete until they receive your CASPER score, but the CASPER dates are like a little bit later. So for instance, CASPER, The earliest CASPER date is May 1st, and then you'll take like a week, or I think it takes like 2 weeks to get your score back. And so that means you can't submit that score like until you get the CASPER score. So that basically means that like while a case is open now and you can submit the application, I don't think they'll look at your application until they get your CASPER score. It says, we recommend that you complete the CASPER assessment before or concurrently with the submission of your application, but no later than December 4th, 2025 to ensure that there's no delay in reviewing your application. Your application will only be considered complete after all components of the CASAA application and your assessment results have been received. If you are a reapplicant, you'll need to make a new CASPER assessment, or you'll need to take a new CASPER assessment. So yeah, that basically means that you need to finish the CASPER in order for someone to review your application, which means that the earliest date you can take it is May 1st, which means that while a case has their application open and you can submit an application, they will not review it until they get that CASPER score. So that is something good to know. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like you can click on the school right here and it will give you some general information, but there's more helpful information when you add it. So you click add. Yeah, you click add. And then you go to application, program materials. You can see there's a lot more information here. So this is also why I suggest making it early. Even if you're not ready to submit yet, you can at least look around, and it kind of like makes things very clear. For instance, like it tends to go over all the prereqs, and then you can see them all clearly here, which is nice. And obviously any required documents. It's just nice to see. Oh, sorry, I went through that kind of quickly. With healthcare and shadowing hours, make sure you find the school's specific shadowing document that they want to have signed. Don't take Case Western's shadowing form and upload it to like the University of New Mexico's required form. So yeah. And then they always have some questions to answer. You know, Case Western has a rank list for their campuses. Like you don't apply to each of them individually. You apply to Case Western as one school and then rank list them, which is nice in the fact that you save money. And they have some more questions. Yes. Perfect. Yeah, and the Case Western also has a proof of lab. I think it's the only school that requires this. Make sure you send them that if a lab was included in that course, that you make sure it's clear by sending them the course description. Like, for instance, my physics class didn't have a separate course for lab. It was one course that was 5 credits. So I had to send them my description, my course description. Again, they have a little homepage. Definitely read all this stuff for every program. It's good to know. Questions, these are things you have to fill out. I didn't apply to school, so I didn't look at this until now. Seems like it might take you some time. And then prerequisites. This is such an interesting way to do it. You have to assign a course, right? And it will pull up all your transcripts that you inputted. So you have to input your grades first before you can do this step. So before you can apply. This is 2 semesters of biology with lab courses. So I'm gonna look, general bio lab, and then I need to do also bio 1 and lab 1. So, and then you'll click save and exit, and then it shows that you've done this, right? And then 1 semester of organic chemistry with lab, you'll do the same thing. So you have to do it with every single course. And like, let's say, so I took biochemistry. I was planning on taking biochemistry when I applied. So what I would do is, like I said, I already inputted the plan that I'm going to be taking these certain courses at these universities. So biochemistry, I took at San Diego. So I would say this, even though I haven't finished the course, I can still at least input it as I'm going to complete that prereq. So that's how you do it. And obviously once you're done, it'll show a little check mark here, and that will clue you in that you're totally good. Once your application is ready to go, and you basically have everything done, and you basically all you need to do is pay and then hit submit. You go to submit the application, and then obviously I didn't finish any of these applications, so I can't submit, but this would be checked and I could hit submit, and then I'd pay and put in my card information. It's $165 for your first application, and then I think $65 going forward. So yeah, a little expensive. And then after that, it will show you which applications you have completed, which do you have in progress. It shows your transcripts. I've got all of them that I needed. Standardized tests. Yep, it shows that I've sent my GRE, and I did all of this on the GRE website, not through CASAA. And then these are all the schools that are in my program materials tab over here, because I checked marked them on the add programs tab. Once you submit your first application, CASAA will need to verify your application. So for the first application, it will take slightly longer to submit that app. Depending on when you submit, it could take just a day, or it could take a week or so or more. I'm not sure. It only took me, I think, 1 day for it to get verified, but I submitted it pretty early, so I don't think there was a lot of traffic on the site. I forgot what it was like. Maybe it was pending verification, and then once it's verified, it'll say verified. And then you can download, after that, you can download your application. I will just show you that right now. Is there anything else? Once you submit, you'll get a notification that your application was submitted, and the school will typically send you an email saying, hey, we got your application, we'll be reviewing shortly, something like that. When you get that email will kind of depend on the school. I got some literally a week later, and then some months later, so that is very up in the air. I also want to touch upon what happens when you need to change your plans for finishing up certain prereqs. So like I said, I had 4 courses that I needed to finish before matriculating, and I thought I was going to be moving to South Carolina because that's where my boyfriend got a job. However, he ended up getting a last minute offer from a job in Dallas, which he ended up taking. So when I submitted my initial CASAA application, I had inputted the plan that I was going to finish some courses at Clemson University, and then obviously moved to Dallas, so I need to change the whole thing, right, for the remaining courses. So I ended up changing it to the courses I have now. So there was a little bit of complication with that because I had applied to Emory at that point. So you're able to change the plan in CASAA. You can edit things. However, the colleges you attended, I had to reach out to the CASAA support team to change, delete the Clemson University, because they wouldn't let me delete it for some reason on my own. So I had to reach out to them. They deleted Clemson University, and then I added University of San Diego and Dallas College Richland campus. So basically I had to redo this for those prerequisites that I changed. And then basically they'll be right here. If you make any changes to your application, you can hit update and it will send an update to schools. That is what I did. You can also email the schools with that change as well. So for instance, if you got a new job as an anesthesia tech, and obviously you want to add that supporting info, that activity description, and your experiences. So you will do that, but I would also email the school with your update. So I think that will ensure that the school will see that, because I just don't know how often they're checking CASAA. I have no idea. Again, like I said, the support team is super helpful, and the Application Help Center has some good information. They have some really great videos. So play around on the support website. If you guys like this video, please watch my other videos about the AA application and interviews. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.